On today's episode of Cooking for Kyle, we're going to make fried rice with the grilled salmon or red, pink, chicken something option, whatevs. We're going to start out by taking a chicken breast and sort of butterflying it. What we're doing is we're kind of making it thinner, increasing the surface area for our seasoning that's going to go on it. So I was wanting to get the chicken some kind of an Asian flavor, so I found this stuff. I got it on Amazon, but I think you can get it in just about any kind of Asian market kind of place. So we're going to take this and sort of just kind of use it sort of like a rub. Coat all the different areas of the chicken with it. And this is for 1.5 pounds. I have about 2.5 pounds of chicken here, so I think I'm gonna put a little bit more on after I get this out of the sous vide. That's the nice thing about these flexible cutting boards. You can kind of curl them up and get all your stuff. Slide into the bags. We'll fill up our cooler for the sous vide with some, using the small one since I'm just using the 3 chicken breasts. Water displacement to get all the air out of the bag as we immerse it into the water. Get our heater in and we'll set this for go maybe 160. We'll let that go. It's 224, so I don't know, about 5:30. Now we're gonna go ahead and start getting the rice ready. Since this is for Kyle, we're gonna make his favorite basmati rice for this recipe. So I like to use my steamer, as good as anything. Pretty simple way to make rice. So we're going to go ahead and fill this steamer pot with some water and take this over here, put a little cover on container, and we're gonna put the rice into the basin. And every rice is a little different. This one calls for a 2-to-1 ratio between water and rice. I have a pint of rice in there, so I'm going to need 2 pints hot water. place this inside of the basin. And just a little bit of salt. And, oops, I didn't get the lid out. So there's the lid. Just to kind of show you how this thing works. It's got a little, when you turn it on, this little heating element in the center gets hot. This enclosure makes it so that it has very little water to heat up in order to get it to boil. And so that little part in the middle starts boiling, but it gets replaced that little hole in there. And so it's just going to take a few seconds for this to start boiling. And then the bottom of the pan that the rice is sitting in has slits in it, so the steam comes up through there. It's already nice and hot. And so I'm going to let this go for about 35 minutes probably. 35 minutes later. Woo, steamy. Nice fluffy rice. Still plugging away. So now we're going to start getting our vegetables ready for the fried rice. Remember, we want to make them smaller. So there's the vegetables that we're going to have in our fried rice. That took a little while. Turn on the grill. Let it start getting hot. Come back in a little bit. So we're going to get some bacon grease. You can use any oil. I'm going to use a great big old surface here because I'm making a lot of rice. Start sauteing the vegetables. Okay, so now we're going to keep sauteing this for just a couple more minutes, and then we're going to be about ready to add our rice. This one needs to get kind of soft and sauteed up a little bit. And add just a little bit of water to the hot stove to get it steam help you cook it. Okay, so once we put the rice on and saute that up, we'll be pretty much ready to eat. So we need to start getting our meat ready. So we're going to pull the sous vide chicken out. Drain this out. Got a nice pink dye coloring in. And so we'll do that with the other one as well. Go ahead and put some more of that seasoning on top. I've also got these frozen pieces of salmon that I've been allowing to come to room temperature through the afternoon. Owen really likes salmon. I'm sure Kyle really likes salmon, so he said that fish was one of his favorite meals. So we're gonna go ahead and make this special for him. Grill is going. Pretty hot, and about ready. Chicken isn't gonna need to be on here too terribly long because it's already fully cooked. Just want to get a nice sear on. Nice little sugar glaze. Then we'll get our salmon on here as well. It's hard to do one-handed. Come on, baby. Okay. And a little bit of salt. A little bit of garlic powder. And of course, you don't make salmon without dill. Let that go for just a little bit, not too long. Okay, so the salmon's starting to turn white. You know it's getting done. Flip those over. Already be more done than I'd want. Flip over some of these chickens and see what we got. We'll pull the chicken up to the front and just cook a little bit hotter. Get a nice sear on here. Smother the last of that seasoning on it. Like sugar, like candy. Yeah, I'd like that chicken to get a little bit more of a sear on it, but I'm gonna go ahead and take the salmon off. Salmon doesn't need to cook very long at all. Alright, so it's go time on the fried rice. So we're going to take our rice out of the cooker, put it on there. This will make a bit of a mess. It's hard to keep all this on here. You might want to make a little bit less if you're only cooking for Kyle. I call this cooking for Kyle, but turns out I'm cooking for more than just Kyle. So we're going to spread that out. And then We're going to start putting our flavorings in. Some generous portion of soy sauce. Garlic powder. I'll go with a little bit of black pepper. And hold on just a second. I wanted to use some ginger, but didn't want to make you sit there and wait for me to find it. Stir that up. If it gets too dry, you can always add a little bit more oil. Start sticking the grease. And now you're ready for the eggs. I'm told this isn't vegan, so what do I know? Seems like if it's got rice, it should be vegan, right? Number of eggs is unknown to me. Woo, get back on there. No, I'm losing an egg. Get back on there. Silly egg running away. However many eggs that is, oh, lost a shell, get back in here. You may or may not be done with eggs, but it's time to push it around a bit.
It's starting to look more like fried rice. It's all about surface area. You gotta do a lot of fried rice, you gotta have a big cooking surface. Sometimes I'll do this in like 2 different iron skillets. I mean, half as much rice you could probably do in a big skillet. But when you're cooking for Kyle, you gotta make plenty for everybody. This is kind of boring, I'm gonna try less.
Let's check on the chicken. Accidentally turned off the camera there. I think we're getting probably a little bit darker. It's really just a light coating. I'd say we're pretty much done. It's gonna be drying out if we leave it on there longer. It may already be. And looks like it should be about done now, so we're going to go ahead and commence with the most important part of the meal, the plating. So you start by plating some of that, and then you whatever happened to my, oh well. And then we're gonna plate, some of that. And if you want, you can plate some salmon too.